Hello everyone, my name is Ishan and welcome to The Race Monkey. I've been living with a car which essentially started off my liking for an all-electric luxury SUV. And this started off during the time of COVID, and that was the Mercedes Benz EQC. This is the Mercedes Benz EQE. Let me just focus on that. Essentially the successor of the EQC, which was launched during COVID as an experiment for Mercedes Benz to create an all-electric family SUV. Now, that was based on the GLC platform, although this one is sort of similar in terms of what it gives in the package, is based on a completely new platform, which is built for EVs only.
So my basic homework today is to find out if the EQE really lives up to that EQ badge and if this is the best luxury SUV with an electric power plant that you should buy if you have the money.
So let's talk about the design first, although this car is looking a bit dirty because I've driven it for about 500 kilometers in the last 2 days and we went through some really rough patches. Just excuse me for the dirt. Now this is built in this beautiful shade of green, which I absolutely love. One of my friends has a similar shade on his MBUX 680. Now, by the design itself, let's go a little further. It looks very beautiful indeed. It has this beautiful sweeping roofline and a very aerodynamic front end, making it look very futuristic indeed. And at the back, it has cues from the Mercedes Benz GLC, which essentially is this car's ICE brother. That's the EQE 500 badge, 4MATIC over there. Not much badgery going on this car, but it looks very pretty in isolation. I really like those wheels, but I would have just appreciated if Mercedes Benz would have pulled in an AMG pack with some very tasty alloy wheels that they have for their AMG line EQE in other countries. Now, from the front, this is the most polarizing angle of this car. A lot of people like it, a lot of people don't. I, for one, really like it because it has this very nice and smooth hood line, which does give it quite a lot of character, and it has this beautiful twin muscle lines as well. What I don't understand is why does this car have a side step installed as standard? Doesn't look very good. That's how it is from the outside. Let's get inside and talk to you more about how the EQE feels. Okay, let's get on the inside. Now, you have the starter button over here, and things light up once you start the car. I'll just activate my seat ventilation. Air conditioning set to low. You have a tri-zone climate control, actually a quad zone climate control, bit because it has twin temperature settings at the back. Now, this massive MBUX screen up front looks very, very nice. I am particularly a huge fan of this MBUX screen in the middle, and I'm not saying this in favor of Mercedes Benz. No credits to them, but the way it has been designed, it's absolutely ergonomic if you consider full touchscreen setups in the luxury cars of today. Everything is well within the reach of the driver, and I'm not stretching my arms or bending my back to get to those controls. Very ergonomically engineered, this thing. Perfect if you're doing long distance trips. You have this very soft leather steering wheel with touchpad controls. Mercedes Benz gotta calibrate them really well. Pretty annoying to use. Massive instruments display up front where you can get different themes to choose from. I like the understated one when I'm driving on the highway at night, and you also have a full map. works really well. Now here on the screen you have your standard MBUX setup. In comfort you get massaging seats for the front passengers, electronically adjustable seats with all these settings. It's absolutely amazing. I mean, you have each and every setting that you can think of in this car. Then you have your sound experience, which is very essential when you're driving an electric car to make things work really well. Your silver waves, vivid flux, roaring pulse, and all of that. We also have a climate control system which gets, believe it or not, an air freshener. You have fragrance which is sprayed out from the air vents, which essentially comes from this fragrance over here that you can refill or change as per your mood. All in all, this front cabin is absolutely wonderful. Just look at that open pore hood with Mercedes Benz logo engraved into it. What beautiful details.
Now we've understood that the EQE feels exactly like the EQS from the driver's perspective, which is absolutely magnificent. And since we were shooting on a closed road, we might as well do a 0 to 100 run to find out if this car is really quick. It records a 0 to 100 kmph time of just 4.68 seconds, which is phenomenal for a 2.5 ton SUV. Now, let's see if it keeps us impressed in going from 0 to 160 kmph on this beautifully laid out road. We've touched 80 kmph already, 100 there, 120 there, 140. The EQE makes a record of doing 160 kmph from a standstill in just 10.6 seconds. What a phenomenally performing machine.
So the EQE 500, this is the epitome of comfort if you're a person who loves doing long distance road trips. Now, I've had the EQS 580 last year, which I took to Kinnaur in Himachal Pradesh, and that was the peak of my experience at doing long distance trips with electric cars. Now, this is no different. The suspension setup is amazing. The way this car drives, the sound insulation, and the way everything has been ergonomically packaged is top notch. There is nothing to complain about. Although this is new age, you have this massive hyperscreen in front of you, which is similar to the EQS cars. You feel that you're in control because it just feels so ergonomically designed. Now, a lot of us, especially me, have been complaining that I don't like the touchscreen interface much. It is something which intrudes your natural instinct of driving with controls, which I still stand true to. But once you get used to this MBUX system, it's a very, very easy user interface to use. Now, each and every control is within this touchscreen, and it just makes your long distance trips blissful. Like, everything is right at your fingertips, and you don't have to stretch your arms or have to move forward to touch the screen. I mean, I can just be relaxed and just toggle around different options through the screen. The seat and the touchscreen interface is designed and placed in such a way, and hence it feels very scientific and very, very well built. This car is something that I can vouch for if you love long distance trips. Now, what is also pretty amazing is this 408 horsepower motor. Now, this is not the exact mechanical setup that you get in the EQS 580, but it is very similar in terms of its delivery. Although this car is a little on a heavier side, this is very close to 2.5 tons, but that 850 newton meters of torque that you get at an instant, even in comfort mode, is brilliant. You just press the throttle and you're stuck to the seat. This is absolutely fantastic. Mind those bumps that you keep on getting on Indian roads. This feels high quality. This feels very, very well engineered, and at this price point you expect that as well. 1.5 crore rupees on road New Delhi. That's a lot of money for you.
But needless to say, the EQE 500 4MATIC is an absolutely beautiful Mercedes Benz EQ car, and it just ticks all boxes for everyone who loves a nice, spacious, practical electric vehicle for the family. The price might look a little steep, but what you get in package in today's time is fantastic.